Good morning, guys. It's Saturday morning. Kind of an exciting day here. Try to tell you what's going to happen here in a little bit. My knees are giving me a fit this morning, but that's okay. That's okay. G and I are expecting company this morning. Special company. If you guys can remember back, and a lot of you guys have been with me a long time, old Big Red. And I've told y'all the story of Big Red before. It's an International 384 tractor. And it belonged to one of my best friends back years ago. He's moved away now, but the thing was that he bought that tractor used to use when he retired. I leased his pasture and had cows on it, and he wanted to do a little farming when he retired. So he bought the tractor, and he was drive up every weekend, tinker with it and stuff. Well, one weekend he came up because he hadn't moved up here yet, and it had been vandalized. You know, the gauges all broke out and stuff like that. Anyway, mechanical wise, it still run good. But besides that, I think they found the kids that did it, and that's about all they did about it. But anyway, regardless, he did retire and got to play with his tractor for a while. And one day out there, he had a heart attack. He survived it, but he parked his tractor underneath a pine tree and just walked away from it with thoughts of when he got better, he'd get back out there and start farming again. Well, he was advised against it, I guess, by his doctors or whatever. And the tractor just sat there, and I'd sit there all the time. I'd chat with him, visit with him, have coffee with him and his wife and stuff. And I'd mentioned a couple of times, I'd try to buy it from him or something. But he kept that hope that he'd one day get back out there and, play with it. Turns out he didn't. And the tractor sat underneath that tree for like 10 years, literally 10 years. And when they decided he's going to move because of medical, to get closer to the medical care and stuff, and sold their place, he called me, he says, because I'd already moved my cows out for their selling. He says, come up, and if you want this tractor, get it. He says, I don't want to just leave it sitting here, He says, maybe you can get some use out of it. Maybe you can get it going again. So Dan and I went up, and we did. We finally got it home, had to pull it home. And long story short, we finally eventually got it running again. It just spent a little money on it, injector pumps and stuff, but we got it going again. And I used it around the farm here, and that was a strong tractor. Tractor's very strong. You probably pull a house down with it. And then, anyway, eventually, Harvey come through and flooded it, and after that, at that point, it had some issues that I couldn't fix. Didn't have the resources to fix it. Didn't have the the energy, I guess you might say, to get out there and tear it all down and redo it. Plus, didn't have the knowledge. So they sat out there, and him and old Blue both. Blue got flooded also, and Lester come by one day and said, "Dad, stop." And I was out there tinkering with them every day, trying to get them going. And stop messing with that stuff. I'm gonna get you a new tractor. Well, he did. And there it sits. And it's an awesome little tractor. It is awesome. So I said, okay, I'll just get rid of it. So I started, I didn't want to junk them out. I didn't want to take them to a junkyard or sell them for scrap iron. They both had meaning to me. So I just talked about a little bit of what, I'd love somebody to take them and do it. Well, Walter and Debbie Krennick contacted me. Walter was a cross-country driver. Drove in big loads and big wide loads and stuff. They'd have all the escorts and stuff. And that's what he had done. He was fixed to retire, though. And he had done this kind of stuff before. Take his old tractors and, I hear him. Okay, I'll have it in a minute. And anyway, fix them up, and not to sell them, but fix them up because that's kind of like a hobby he had. So he asked what I wanted for him. I said, if you know, and he told me what he does with them. I said, I'll give them to you if you come get them. He lived in Waco. It's a long drive. They came down and sure enough got them and took them back. And he has went through Big Red part by part, took them apart, new seals, new bearings, sand blasted, everything needed it got it. And then, okay, now we got to come to, you know, I had done a little bit of rigging on it where the fuel tank, I couldn't find a fuel tank. Hey guys, y'all ready to come in? Okay, 1 minute. I'd put a lawnmower fuel tank on it. Yeah, well, Walter has found a fuel tank for it. He has not only found a fuel tank, he has found and had to order parts from England to get this thing put back in the shape it was in when it come off the showroom floor. And this morning, I'm excited to say, he's bringing it from Waco for me to look at it, maybe even drive it. And I'm sitting here waiting. I'm excited. They called. It was in Huntsville. It's an hour or so away. And it's been about an hour, so I look for him anytime. I'm excited to see the tractor. Excited to see Walter and Debbie. Awesome people. He has sent me pictures off and on, all through ever since he's had it. You know, showing all the parts all over his shop, broke down in little pieces everywhere, being sandblasted and repainted, and all the work he's done on it. I've seen all of it, but now I'm gonna see it all put back together, right here where it lived for a while. I'm just excited. And by the way, there's no babies yet this morning. Them two goats, I'm gonna tell you, Sophie and Cuddles, they're playing me. They're playing me. They got the life of Riley out there. They got their own little sleeping quarters, their own hay, their own feed, their own water. They ain't got to share with nobody. And say they're holding off as long as they can before they have babies. All right, I hear a truck coming up the driveway. Yeah, looky here. Looky there. Looks like a brand new tractor. Look at that. Look at that thing. Look at that tractor. Look at that tractor. Oh boy, let's go look at it.
Any babies yet?
Ma'am?
Any babies yet?
No. I think they playing me. Y'all doing okay?
Yep, doing good.
Y'all looking nice, both of you, even this old guy here.
How you doing, old man?
I love you, dude.
Yeah.
You've done an awesome job.
Can you come look at it real quick?
Yes, I do. I hate y'all drove as far, though. It's just...
No, this was the plan for us the whole time I've done it.
Yeah, but it's just a long ways.
It just took me a long time to do it. Scrounging for parts and this, that, and the next.
Man, look at that, baby.
That other one was so rusted up, I just built a new one.
Oh, awesome.
And,
Well, you'd have never knew it was the same tractor, I'll tell you that.
clutch is still kind of tricky on it.
Is it?
It's getting better, but
Oh, is it? You think it's the pressure plates or something? Or?
yeah, they're just, I think they just got rusted up. And it's got to work itself loose.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait till it completely fails before I split the tractor though.
Yeah, yeah, I don't blame you. Man, I'll tell you what, it's beautiful. Same tires, right?
The back.
The
We
back
bought
ones
new ones
are-
in the front.
The new ones,
Okay.
I have to take them off.
You know, them old tires, same tires my friend bought it with, and it sat underneath that tree, seriously, 10 years, never went down. Never went down. This old tractor's so strong, I believe you can pull a house down with it.
Well,
Gosh, it's strong.
I was messing with, working the clutch and stuff. I noticed that I put it down in low gear, the lowest, but it's got a slower ground speed than my John Deere does in low.
Yeah.
So it'd be perfect for my tiller for the garden.
Oh, yeah, awesome, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I had to scrounge a few parts to get it. I bought a donor tractor, and but all the sheet metal and everything is original. What you
Look at this thing, ain't it beautiful?
Wow.
Looks like a brand new tractor.
Daniel was here, so
Yeah, I do too. Oh, damn, so proud that we got it.
Wow.
I think the first thing we did when we got it, Dan took us on a hayride with it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Well, it looked like you got a new fuel tank.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't believe you changed that fuel tank out.
Well, but I saved the old one.
No, no, yeah, you might want to use it one day.
That's right.
Yeah, you might want to use it.
No, that's what I bought the donor tractor for, is the gas tank, the fuel tank.
Oh, did you? Okay. We couldn't find a tank around here for nowhere. Nobody had
Well,
one.
you know, they can be cleaned, you know.
Can they?
Yeah.
That thing I had full of rust. It was just
They can still,
chunk.
they can be cleaned, and then what they do is it's a process. You got to, and
Walter added a new step so it wouldn't be such a climb. That's the worst thing about it. It's such a step up there, and you get over like me. It's
Yeah.
a big step.
well, I ain't far behind you.
How you liking retirement?
I'm loving it, man.
I bet so.
You know, my blood pressure went from 140 or 145 down to 120 most of the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No stress.
Anyway,
You got a nice shop. That's a beautiful shop you got.
my problem is I thought it's going to be big enough when I built it, but it ain't.
Well, I see that. I see you got stuff everywhere, but you got other tractors in there too.
Yeah, well, I just, my John Deere, I keep it in there overnight and everything because they're so easy to steal.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And trying to get me some money saved up and build me a little deal like you got right there, except close it in completely
Yeah.
so I can put my other tractors in there.
There's parts everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
You done a beautiful job. I'll take a couple of still pictures of it and send it to the old boy, old Bob. That actually bought it when he bought it. It was used, but anyway, he bought it and he was so proud of this thing.
You want to hear it run?
Yeah, I'd love to hear it run. He planned on doing some farming, then he had his heart attack. I want y'all to look at this thing. A lot of these parts had to come out of England. Had to come out of England, a lot of these parts. It's beautiful. You're gonna crank it up and let it run. I love that other step you put on it.
Yeah. Makes it easy.
Oh yeah, sure does.
Gotta turn the kill switch on.
Listen to that, baby. Oh. Listen to that. That dude's strong. Boy, as quiet as it can be. That is so awesome.
Yeah.
Bud, you done a better job than I would ever thought. You brought life back to it.
Yeah. I like doing that. I always have.
Well, when Lester said, Dad, stop working on them old tractors, I'm gonna get you a new one. My biggest fear was just going somewhere and be scrapped out, because it kind of had a little bit of sentimental value to me,
Well, yeah. I can understand that. Yeah.
And the guy that had it to give it to me was such a good friend. I hated it.
I've still got the 1964 Ford F100 that my grandpa gave me
Wow.
when I was in junior high school.
Oh, wow.
I got to rebuild it again. I rebuilt it once.
Okay, guys. Be careful getting down there. Yeah, you can build steps. You put your one on this trailer here too.
Yeah.
I had to have me a lift on it. Lift me up there.
I saw the guy I follow, he's a farmer up in Nebraska, and he got these big old John Deere tractors, and big old, you know.
Yeah, well, big ones.
And his daddy was mad because he couldn't climb up in them no more.
Yeah.
So he built him an elevator.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Yeah, he built him an elevator on the side. Yeah. I had that starter on there, and I wasn't quite finished with it. I was going to take it off and paint it anyway, but I wasn't quite finished with messing with it. She comes out there and she says, "You need to get that old ugly starter off of there." Yes, ma'am.
Is that the same story?
That's the same
just
starter.
been painted,
I just
yeah.
took it off and cleaned it up and painted it.
Yeah, the only thing we did when we got it was that injector pump right there. We had to take it.
That's the most expensive part of it, though.
Yeah, I think the old boy charges $300 something to rebuild it.
Is that all?
Yeah. Yeah, new one, it was out of reach.
That joker in Waco over there, I got a minimum charge of $1,500.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, it may be a lot higher now. This old boy is over toward Conroe. I forget what his little name of his company. He does it at home, but he rebuilds injector pumps.
Heck, that'd be worth it to me if I needed one to drive down there to.
Yeah. The next time I go out west, I'll see if I can't get a phone number or something off his sign.
I mean, every once in a while, that's one thing I do not mess with.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure I could figure it out, but
Yeah, it's not on fuel going. You got little gears, everything else in there.
It's got all kinds.
Little.
I had one apart one time.
Oh wow.
And I took it back to the. I got a scratch right there. I took it back to the injector shop. Here it is, fix it. Old boy reached around behind him. Here's one off the shelf here.
Yeah.
So I looked at him. He said, "Don't ever take one apart." That's okay.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But anyway, I had all this off. Put new bearings in here. Cleaned all the old grease out of them. Put new bearings and stuff in the front. There wasn't nothing wrong with them. I just,
Well, yeah.
when I got them apart, you could tell
Might have well.
they were pitted because they'd been in the water.
Yeah. I think the water was
And,
up.
I
top
didn't have
of
to
it.
do much to the back end except for the hydraulics in the front there. It's all pretty tight.
Yeah. You know, the day we got it, now, like I say, it'd been sitting out there underneath a tree, and I guess just pulling home the RPMs and wheels turning, that lift's in the up position, it come up. Just going down the road. It just come up. And put it down, and pull that handle back up here, it'd come back up. Just pulling it down the road. I thought, my Lord, you know. But yeah, when we first got it, we drained all the fluids out of everything.
Yeah, I could tell you that when I changed all the fluids in it too.
Well, it's been changed twice. You know, that's when we first got it. Then after Harvey, we changed them all again.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's expensive.
Yeah.
That's 200 and almost $300 worth of oil. Counting
Yeah,
hydraulic
exactly.
and the gearbox.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Walter promised me he's not going to talk about the stairs. That's what he did to me the last time he came.
We put the hardwood floor, the laminate floor down. And it's so
How are
easy to
you?
clean.
I'm good.
Good.
Very good.
She loved the little cat, the beautiful green one.
Oh.
I knew she'd know that song.
Yes. Yes.
Walter, look at that little toolbox. The little toolbox there. I didn't notice that earlier when he brought it.
Yeah. I painted. She asked me why I didn't paint it red like it was. I said I want people to notice it.
Oh yeah, and I didn't notice it. First been a snake had bit me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. You did awesome work, bud.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take these still pictures I made and send them to old Bob. It's the guy that owned them. He'll be so tickled.
Oh, okay.
Cause he was so tickled when we got it running. After sitting out there for 10 years, he couldn't believe it. And he won't believe this either.
Did he buy it brand new or did he?
No, it was years when he got it. I don't know what year he got it. It was years. Well, it's on its way back home to Waco, Texas. Bye-bye, guys. Y'all be careful. We love y'all. On its way back home. Ain't that thing beautiful? It left here. Well, you guys remember what it looked like when it left here. and he took it to Waco, and he was still driving, so he couldn't go right into his shop with it immediately. But when he did, he went to work on it. Broke it down in pieces, fixed everything, and put it all back together with brand new parts. Awesome man, awesome lady. On their way. Beautiful machine. Strong machine too. That thing, I told him, it'll pull a house down. My friend Bob would be so tickled to see that. I got some still pictures to send him. How it looks. Sat underneath the pine tree 10 years. Hey, we don't. What don't say? I've rode on that thing before, Papa. I've rode on there before. Yeah, you have. Buster never did, but you have. Yeah. What dogs? I rode on it. I know all about it. Guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. That was Debbie and Walter Krenick from Waco, Texas. Walter has a big shop and very talented man. And you homemaking ladies, you guys that like to do canning and stuff, Debbie, she cans everything, almost everything they eat. They live on a good, nice place, and she's steadily canning, sewing. She's a real homemaker, old-fashioned homemaker, you know. They can everything, and she says they probably got 6 months or more of canned food in case they needed it. That's awesome. But Walter now, he's retired. He works in that shop, rebuilding stuff like this old Big Red. And Big Red found a new home. He got a garden with it this year. He got a tiller he's gonna hook to it. Big Red's gonna work. He gonna work for a living, like he did here. I love you guys. Hope y'all enjoy. Hit the like button, share someone, and subscribe if you haven't. And remember, that's Walter and Debbie Krenick from Waco, Texas.